I'm not going to take much time here. I want to hear from all of you, because we all want to hear from each other, frankly. But I do want to just read a quote from a fellow who's pretty popular around here. Someone we're very, very proud of as Montanans, and that's Charlie Russell. And Charlie Russell said, this is a quote, "Guard, protect, and cherish your land, for there is no afterlife for a place that started out as heaven." The Rocky Mountain front is magnificent. Charlie knew that. He wrote it, he painted it, and no doubt cherished it. From the stone gray lobe of Ear Mountain, which many of us have climbed, to the bugling elk on the sun, this land is the reason Montana is the last best place. We are blessed to live, work, and play in the presence of that awesome angle where the flying limestone of our reefs juts out of the pastures and wetlands of the rolling plains. If heaven is an angle, then by God we live in it. We fatten cattle, cut hay, pull pack strings, and enjoy the richest wildlife in America in that angle. And our economy is stronger because of those gleaming trout, bolting pheasants, draw hunters and fishermen. It is stronger because our ranches have stayed intact. It adds so much to what we like and know in Montana in so many ways. So I'm very proud to be here, to be part of our joint effort to figure out the best solution here. And thank you so very, very much for what you're doing. I also believe, as I know all of you do, that we each have a moral obligation when we leave this place to leave it as good a shape or better shape than we found it.
And I believe that this proposal from the coalition is a very fair compromise. It very well may not be what everybody wants, but it's a very good start. I personally would not mind seeing a little more wilderness myself, but I'm satisfied with what is proposed.
I'm Seamus Jennings. I'm 10 years old. I'm from Great Falls. And I just wanted to say a couple of things about the Rocky Mountain Front. It's my home. It's where I grew up. It's where I played. It's a great thing to have in nature. And I just hope we can preserve it and let all children like me experience it, because it's really a great deal. Thank you.
Thank you. And when people are really involved in developing a solution, they are invested in making it work. And I think that's the future of this type of agreement and the process that we've been through today, is that we have people who are invested, they understand what it means, they understand the challenges that they and other people face with it, and they're going to be good caretakers of it down the road.
It truly is a treasure. And to keep it just the way it is, so that we don't have it looking like the Colorado front or the Wasatch front in Utah, I think is vital. It's a priceless treasure that if it's changed dramatically, we can't necessarily bring back what God's made very pretty from the very beginning.
Growing up here in Great Falls and going to school at U of M, I saw firsthand the exporting of our state's greatest natural resource, and that's a young Montana graduate. And I know for all of us, it's really difficult to see somebody leave our state to go for life in an urban area. But I've had the real pleasure in the last few years to see a lot of my friends and former Montanans return.
I want to say, as a mountain biker, although there's some of these wilderness portions that would be off limits to mountain bikes, but that's worth the sacrifice to me because this is such an amazing place in the front. I think that's an economic thing that, things like mountain biking, backpacking. I worked at a bike shop here in town for years, and that's an untapped resource with all the trails that will still be open up there. I used to live in Colorado before I lived here, coming up and seeing the front, and I think in a lot of states they would say that's the national park when you see some of the scenes, and it's just amazing. So I think this is a great compromise.
And $10 million throughout this recession. It's a stable economy. It keeps the Gunther Motel and Shodo open. It keeps Shields selling rifles, shotguns. It keeps the Western Bar in Augusta busy on a Friday night.